Sometime in the Stickman world, something horrible would be unleashed, as Red would be slaughtered by an infection White. White had no control of his body. He would just have to watch everything unfold in front of him. He would let out a monstrous screech, which would send shockwaves through the whole town. Pink would hear it and walk towards it, just to find White, but in his normal form. He was hiding the monstrous demon inside him. And there was a Blue. But quick disclaimer, all of this is going to have a lot of gore. Please, if you do not like vibrant colors, I recommend not watching this video. Back to it. Anyways, Cyan would be wondering where everyone is, but get killed by White. As White would laugh with monstrous and no left of sanity in his voice. And he would start to mutate, not becoming White anymore. He was something else, something different. Pink would start to mutate. The infection of the radiation would get to her. She thought she was maybe just feeling sick, but no, it was the little monster crawling inside. Then there was Green. He seemed worried about something or someone. He would look up at his nightmare, White. White would absolutely murder Green. Guys, before I continue, please put a rest in peace in the chat for everyone or whatever. Nextly, there was Yellow. Yellow would see White actually crawling towards him as if it was going to infect him, and he would win. Oh my gosh. Anyways, after White was turned back to normal, White, Yellow, and Red were all back to normal. But what about Green? Green has mysteriously disappeared, and White would still have the demon lurking inside him. And there was Mr. Green. Green would start to mutate, almost not being him, but he was blue. Not anymore. As White would walk towards him, he would say, "Buddy, are you okay?" Bro, what happened to this man? Bro has a hunchback. Okay, I'm sorry. But then Green would kill him. Probably because he had the hunchback. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I just had to put it out there. Green would let out a monstrous roar. Anyways. Red, what is that cake? Anyways. Red would hear that and get absolutely caught, being killed. Next up was Yellow. Yellow would walk around in the nothingness of forestness, but silently. Green would capture him and do something almost unbelievable. Yellow would be mutated. Pink would make a return, this time not being pink, but something different. And there was Blue. Blue would just be walking, figuring out where everyone was, and suddenly he would be grabbed, almost tangled in Yellow's, tentacles, you could say, and he would be absolutely murdered. There was something called a morphling. Some would think maybe it was just a myth, but no. A morphling was someone that could turn into anyone. He would come across White. He would then beat him up, but there was Green. He would start to mutate more. And after a while, a baby attack would happen of Red. Red would be like, "What is happening?" And that was the end of our first story. Now, don't worry, guys. This is just the very beginning. Pink would start to mutate and immediately kill White. As Red would be sad, Red would run, trying to find an exit, but there was no exit. But suddenly he would hear a twig snap. He would now start to mutate, becoming into some sort of tree. He was no more red, something different, a thing. Whatever they were now, they aren't people. And this is when we cross a peculiar creature. He would, also known as the entity, would be watching, waiting. But suddenly he would be spotted by Pink. And at this moment, you would think the entity would be dead, right? No. He was a being, a cosmo, if you will, the stars, the god that would destroy everyone. And he has spared Pink's life. And after White has healed and killed another victim, there was just trays of blood. And White would begin to mutate. Sometime later, White would turn back to normal, looking sad and realizing, what has he done? There was blood on his hands and arms. Destruction and vines. This will either get sad or more gory. Red and Yellow were talking. Red would start to back up as he would get killed. And there was Pink, still being injured. Black, the same entity. You can call him Black, blah, 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 I don't care. He was watching you, watching everyone. Nowhere was safe, not from him. As in a little story in the orphanage, Yellow and White were talking. They were orphans, if you will. Red would say, "Welcome to daycare." And Yellow and Pink, Yellow had a little crush on Pink. But Pink, well, not this part, but suddenly Black would enter, watching them. But since he was an entity, no one could see him, not anyone. There was Pink and Green. They have grown just a little older. But Pink, in her mind, she loved Green. And, I don't think it shows, but in Green's mind, he also loved her. But then Yellow would be sad. Yellow would realize that even though Green and Pink liked each other, he did too. So he was sad. Who would he love? Nextly, Blue would come into the orphanage, thinking, who should I adopt? He would pick Yellow. He would say, I choose Yellow. And Black would say, what a peculiar specimen. Next up, as Green and Pink would go on a little play date, Yellow would be saying, thank you for taking care of me all these years. And the reason he said that is because Blue's grave, his dad, if you will, he would start to think of all the children, of how they always been mean to him. He was done. He couldn't do this. As Red would find White, he wasn't supposed to be here, so he would say, White, hi. He would wonder why White was here. And this is from Red's perspective. This is death. As he would roar once again. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.